I have a Chevy Impala here. It has no power steering. I drove it in. You break both your arms trying to turn this boat, but got it in here. Got it jacked up. As far as I've gotten so far was took the top cover off and I took the tire off. So I could see where this leak is. I just got some generic power steering fluid. See, it's bone dry, empty. Just gonna fill it up a little bit. I don't need much. Now I'm gonna climb underneath this ground of the freezing concrete, have somebody start it. We're just gonna see where it drips out at. Obviously everything, power steering pump's gonna be on the passenger side, so that's why I removed everything on the passenger side so I can see the power steering pump, which if you come right around here and you look straight up, that's the bottom of the wheel. There's the high pressure line, and right to the left is, right here is the return hose, which goes to the front of the car. And this high pressure line kind of like spirals underneath, connects to the frame, and then goes into the rack and pinion on the driver side. Yeah, I don't see a secondary hose. So yeah, like I said, how crusty this is, I'm betting this is what it is, and that is a pain in the butt to get to, but we'll see what we see. Go for it. And there you go. Yep, you're all done. Ooh, I needed some help on that one. Look at that. Look at that. It exploded. Yep. There's that hose back here. And there it is. Gone. All right, now I gotta see where that leads to. Oh yeah. Oh. Always wear safety glasses when you're underneath here. Unfortunately, I am not, like an idiot. Oh, you do not want this stuff in your eyes or... All right, this is day 3 of the project. We got the new part in. Hopefully it's the correct part, but I had to move around the jacks and whatnot. I was reading up on it, and it says we're gonna have to actually drop the frame right here down so we can get to the back of those hoses. We'll see if that's necessary or not, but yeah, you're gonna want to have the car jack stands. And if you have an extra jack, great, you can keep your jack here. If you don't, you just have the one. Get your car up on jack stands so we can put a jack so we don't lose everything underneath the car. We're gonna go ahead and remove this old hose, but first we have to remove underneath the front. There's a giant plastic piece. We'll get that off, and supposedly we have to remove everything above it on this side to get to the top of the rack and pinion. We'll see if we can avoid all that. I'll let you know if it works or not, but that's why you're here watching this video, so I can do all the legwork and you guys can just benefit from the struggle. All right, so here we go. All right, so underneath the vehicle, we got a couple screws right here, and a lot of these plastic rivets. Get your favorite tool, start popping these off. All right, there's 4 more across the front, so I'll get back to you. So once you get the 5 plastic rivets across the top, you're gonna have 1, 2, and 3 10mm bolts. Now you're gonna come into the wheel well, and you're gonna remove the 1, 2, and the 3rd plastic rivet from inside here. Then down the passenger side of the car, you got these 2 7mm bolts, and you'll have the same on the driver's side to remove, along with those 3 rivets. Here they are. All right, so the hose we're gonna be working on, it's the back one. So what we have to do is, so, all right, well this wiring harness is already out, so that's got to come off. And then it's just this bracket right here, which should just be, yeah, it's just a push. There we go. So get that up and out of the way, keep that there. So it's, like I said, it's this back one. There's a couple of them, so I need to, this one just lifts up and off of here. And then, of course, that push in is on the back side where I can't show you, but I'll go ahead and get this one off and we'll go from there, I guess. Okay, but of course that one's in there, so. Nope, all right, so that wiring harness does not come out. All right, so essentially I just had to lift up on both the hoses and get underneath there and pull it up. Oh, then we'll slide down. Now, I should just have to undo that one right there because I believe everything going up to the cooler should stay. Theoretically, it should stay. I wouldn't see any reason why, so we'll just go ahead in hopes and just undo this one on the right. All right, so here's that hose. We got it free. I had to remove the ABS wire. All right, so this is kind of funny. It says pull forward. Well, where's it gonna go? Pull forward. I don't know. All right. Since the hose is disconnected down there anyways, I'm just going to snake it out. I'm hoping, or eventually I'll just cut it up because it's no good anyways. So yeah, it says to pull it forward. All right, so I'm seeing no other way. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna take this out. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this lock, disconnect. I'm gonna disconnect this sensor for whatever that goes to, and disconnect that. And then I'm going to remove that clamp right here to the bottom of the power steering pump so I can get free of that. All right, so as I showed, I disconnected that, I disconnected this hose, pull this down and up out of the way, and the instructions say don't do anything like this, so I don't know what they mean by just pull it forward. I couldn't see another way, so maybe if you do know, leave it in the comments. So maybe you can cut out these 2 extra steps of removing whatever sensor that's for and the return line for the power steering pump. But here's the end of that line. That's what she looks like. Well, that's the front half. We gotta go do, that was the easy part, I guess. Hard part's what we gotta do next. All right, so I got the frame. I got the jack underneath the frame. It says it's a 21 mil, and it's right. Alright, I'm not going to take it all the way out, and I'm going to do the same for the other side. Alright, so now I got the other side out, I'm going to lower the jack. I think I'm going to lower it. I'm going to take out those bolts, maybe go a little lower, because I don't see that 1 little inch making a difference. Now I'm going to try to lower it even more. Okay. That's about as far as I want to go. Okay, that's how I keep doing it. I just gotta keep spinning it, but I got it. It is going all the way up to where it needs to go. Now we'll try to rotate this back into place. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Not terribly far, but we're getting somewhere. So anyways, yeah, like I said, that's what we did. I just kept spinning it and rotating it. So there, now it's in place. It's up front. Everybody's happy on that end. I'm gonna crawl underneath the car. Don't worry, you're coming with me. Oh. It follows all the way right there. Then we're gonna have to feed it up. Because here's the exhaust. That's why you got this heat wrap. It's got to go up and around the other side of that rack and pinion to get to the top where we took it out of. Alright, so you can see it's actually in the front of it or the back of it, however you want to look at it. So I got to get underneath the car. I'm going to try to wrap it up and around. Oh. Oh, here it is. All right. Come on. Okay. It is where it needs to be. Now, something I should have done earlier, but I didn't, so now I gotta do it now. Just add the rubber O-ring. There. That was a waste of time. So yeah, put the rubber O-ring on earlier. So now I gotta find everything all over again. Okay, it's up here. Okay, so we're not going to button the whole car back up. I couldn't show you the rest of that just because of how horrible the positioning of everything was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get everything loosely put back together before we're going to start it up and see how everything goes before we decide to button this all back up in case there's any leaks or whatnot. Okay. Okay, all I have to push back this way. Okay. Bring this wiring harness back here. I don't know what this is, like I said, so we'll just plug it back in. Plug it down like that. Okay, it's in there nice and tight. Return hose is back to where it belongs. We'll get all that fastened in here. Okay, I'm not really worried about any of those wires yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop to the front, up in that area up there, and connect the hose to the front of the cooler line. So I got everything installed as far as power steering flow. I got a lot of stuff to clean up down underneath there. I just want to make sure nothing's leaking before, you know, I push the suspension back up and whatnot. So I'm gonna just get, this takes 64 ounces of power steering fluid. And I just spilled it. So I'm gonna let that bubble down. I'll come down here and there won't be any leaks right now. It's not under pressure. It would have to be a pretty giant hole before it goes under pressure, so. All right, go ahead and start it. Alright, nothing yet, so we'll come back up here. quieter. Nice. All right, so now there's no leaks. We're gonna put this bolt back in and get this side done. Now we're gonna get the driver's side of the subframe put back together. And then we're gonna put this bracket back right here. Then you get the second bracket put back. Connect that to the hose, top part of the hose right there. Now you can't see it, my light died. And then there's one last wire back here to push in. It was nice and secure. There, everything's put back to where it was. Make sure your power steering return line is on there. Now it's moved to the front. Next we'll get the 3 10mm bolts put back underneath here. Along the driver's side. And then we'll put all those little plastic clips back in. There's a bunch of them. And then after putting all those push pins put in, we're gonna work on, there you go, there's the lighting, the 2 7mm screws. Do the same for the other side. Next you get the push pins put back to hold this in. And then you slide your little shield up underneath there, and you'll have 3, one hidden back in the corner, one here, and then one right there. You have to get all that put back together. You're going to want to fill this back up with power steering fluid. Just let it keep running. And then turn the wheel all the way to the left and all the way into the right many times until the air bubbles stop. If you hear like a whining noise, don't worry about it at first. Doesn't mean your power steering pump's bad. It just means that there's air in the line probably. So what you got to do is just keep working that air out and then make sure it's nice and smooth when you turn the wheel, which that should be it. Hope this video helps. I believe it's the only one online, so that's awesome. I am the first, and I see why. Shop sucks. I see why the shop wants almost $500 in labor just to do it. Everything on the engine bay, leave it alone. You don't need to touch it. On this engine model, you can't get down there. Maybe for the 3.4 or the 3.5 or whatever they put in the earlier ones, you probably can, but on this one, leave everything up top alone. Definitely those wrenches help with the swivel. I think that's about it on this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to my channel, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. If there's any tips or tricks that I screwed up on, leave it down there for me. And thanks for watching. Until next time.